the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Good Thursday morning to you, and welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast. We appreciate all of you out there that join us each and every day, whenever and wherever it is that you decide to tune us in and make Auburn Blitz part of your daily Auburn athletic intake. Brett and Faith here with you on this Thursday morning. Actually, it is a recorded podcast, but you're watching it here on Thursday morning, so it's Thursday morning for everybody out there. How are you, Faith?
I'm good. How are y'all? You?
I was going to say, is there somebody behind me?
I mean, I kind of forgot that you were saying that it's recorded, and I know that, but
right.
Hope the people are good.
We try to prevent the confusion when we can.
Oh, I'm always confused.
So. Man, I fall right in the same boat, so that makes two of us. But anyway, again, we want to say thank you to everybody that tunes us in. A lot to get into this morning, and won't be on the longest today. I got some things we want to get to and talk about, and then you and I are heading over to the 7-on-7 camp. There'll be a couple of camps today and tomorrow. We will not be there on Friday, but we will be there today. So some really talented teams and talented players that will be in. Some official visitors wrapping up their midweek visit right now and heading out, and then you got a whole batch of guys coming in on Friday. So there's a lot going on for Auburn football right now.
Yeah, there is. I'm really excited to get over there and see what's going on and just be back in the football facility. I'm ready. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. Also going to talk about the game windows that got announced yesterday. So we'll go through that. You and I pretty much thought that was about as good as you could ask for when you look at the windows for the Auburn, even the home games and versus on the way side of things. Only one that we were like, ugh. But we'll get to that too in just a little bit. But we'll start with our partners as always, Sensagreen.
Sensagreen, for air that's cool and clean, call on Sensagreen. They are the carrier experts in the state of Alabama, proud supporter of Auburn athletics and a proud supporter of the Auburn Blitz podcast. It's so hot out now, and the AC units are going to be running. And you don't want yours to crash out on you when it's as hot as it is. So getting a carrier unit installed by Sensagreen is going to save you thousands of dollars, and they're reliable, and you can always count on them to stay up and running.
Yeah, love Sensagreen. Appreciate their partnership here on the program. We also appreciate Scout Program Management. I had somebody ask us about Scout yesterday, didn't we, Faith, and what they do, and they do outstanding work is what they do. They take you from the start of your project all the way to the finish line and make sure it's done correctly. Not just that it gets done, but it's done correctly. They hold the contractors accountable. So call on Scout Program Management. If you got a big project going on here in the Southeast, they will take care of you. And that's the most important thing. You're spending millions of dollars. You want to make sure it's done correctly. Call on Scout Program Management in Birmingham, Alabama.
Bunkers in downtown Auburn, 27 different sports in the golf simulator bays. So if you're not good at golf, there's no need to worry about it. It's going to be a pretty nasty, I think, weekend coming up, which
God, I'm so tired of this.
Yeah, a lot of you golfers, if you can't make it out to the course, it's not going to be raining inside bunkers. So you can go over there and get yourself in 18 holes. You don't have to wait for the cart girl to come around, and you don't have to go back to the clubhouse and get food. You can just eat, drink, and play golf on the golf simulator bays inside. So you don't have to either get too hot or be out there in the rain.
Absolutely. You missed a good opportunity to have a no cliche statement there. Eat, drink, and be merry. So there you go. But you can do all of that at Bunkers.
You drink and play golf.
You can drink and play golf as well. So yeah, go out to Bunkers, man. When are we going back, by the way?
I don't know. I've been thinking about the steak sliders though.
Constantly. Yeah. Constantly. Okay, game windows announced. A lot of people probably saw this when it was released, but we'll talk about it. That's what we do here on an Auburn podcast. And starting with Baylor, we knew that that was already determined, and we knew the Ball State game was already determined, along with South Alabama. Those 3 kickoff times were set a few weeks ago, and then now to the road games, the Oklahoma and Texas A&M game.
Yeah, we're going to be on the road at Oklahoma with a flex game. So the flex window is from 2:30 to 7 p.m., just kind of in between those ranges. We don't know. So then we've got Texas A&M the next week, when that one's going to be an afternoon game. So anywhere from 2:30 to 3:30. Hopefully it's not going to be too hot.
I think it probably will, though.
Out at College Station during those times. But how exciting to have Georgia back at home October 11th as a night game.
Excited about that one.
I'm so excited about that one.
Can we dream for a minute and say, what if we're 5-0 going into that game? How electric that atmosphere would be?
Yeah, it would be a very, very electric atmosphere. Hoping that just the vibes are going to be good. I'm hoping,
Thinking positive over here, thinking positive.
Yeah, that's all I can hope. But night games in Jordan-Hare are always the best. So
the absolute best.
I can't even complain. And then on October 18th, we've got Missouri at home, and that's going to be a flex game too. So we don't know what time yet. Then comes October 25th. We head to Arkansas.
God.
That's going to be an early game. So anywhere from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Now, for the people that don't know, which I'm sure everybody does, but Brett calls all of the Ben Russell high school games, and I'll be doing the sideline for Ben Russell this fall. We're going to be on Friday night at Chelsea calling the game, everything. That means we have to leave the game. If the game ends at 9:30, we get on the road by 10. We're going to be driving straight to
the stadium, because it's about, 8.5 hours?
Yep. And one of my girlfriends who moved to Fayetteville, I texted her after we got the schedule released, and I said, hey, I'll be popping in at 7:30 just to say hey, and I'll be on my way.
That's it.
Because there is going to be no time. So that's going to be a really long day. And I don't even think we're going to stay that night.
We're not.
No. I think we're just going to come right back. So
good Lord.
I'm going to need at least 3 days off, Brett, after that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just want to let you know.
Okay. I'll make a check of that. And
that's in my non-existent stash of, can I do this? So that's not happening. Then we've got November 1st versus Kentucky. That's going to be another flex game. Then we head to Vanderbilt November 8th. That's going to be an afternoon game. So you were talking about it earlier, how exciting it would be to win that game and then head on to Broadway.
It's time to put Diego Pavia to the side. Sick of that guy around here. So
how long has he been there? How long has he been in college?
14, 15 years, something like that.
We've seen him one too many times, and it's time that we...
He likes to see us coming.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Not this year, okay? I've got a good feeling. I'm positive right now.
Yep.
All right, then we take a week off. After our week off, November 22nd, Mercer at 1. That one's going to be on ESPN Plus and SEC Network Plus, so that's a 1 p.m. game. Then we've got Alabama, the Iron Bowl, November 29th, and that's going to be a flex game. So anywhere from 2:30 to 7 p.m. If both teams are doing well, maybe we'll be at 7. Who knows?
Right. A chance for 4 night games in Jordan-Hare. We know that is probably not going to happen.
Right.
But 1 true night game, Georgia. And then you got 3 flexes with Missouri, Kentucky, and Alabama. So, chances.
I'm just really excited to have a few breaks in between home games back to back to back.
How bad was that last year?
It was not fun. And each week, everybody would climb back up in the media room and say, I'm sorry, but I don't think I want to see you again next week, but I'll see you next week.
No.
Especially how brutal
Mm.
our season was.
Right.
So
That could
I
have
don't
been
know.
such a, not to bring up old stuff like we always do, but I mean, it was set up for Auburn really to start off 5-0.
Right.
I mean, 5 games at home in a row for the month of September and going into the first week of October, and then you were on the road for a whole month. But we were thinking worst case scenario last year, you lose 1 and go 4-1. Not ain't the case. That didn't happen. So,
And to make things worse, I wasn't even at the first game. That was the one weekend I got off, was the opener.
hmm.
So I got
That was
really,
probably the best game we played all year.
yeah, other than
mean,
Texas A&M, but
Yeah, Texas A&M game was fun.
that one was more
So-
fun. But other than that, I'm just really,
I like the schedule. I like the times.
I'm feeling more positive than I was earlier today.
Okay.
And than I have been earlier, probably the past couple of weeks.
Positive in what way?
Probably because I just ate, but positive in the fact that,
Not what I was looking for, but anyway.
well, I know, but I'm just saying that's why I think I'm more positive. But
Okay.
so once that goes away, I'm probably gonna
Back to the doldrums once the food wears off.
But what I'm thinking, and I think it's just the food has my wheels turning up here, probably that I think we actually might be able to just make something happen. I just think we've got all the right supplies,
You going to give my cake analogy?
but
My
I don't know why I'm thinking tools, but you've got all the right things. And then you just need either the hammer or the screwdriver just for everything to get held in together.
Oh, where this is going.
I'm just thinking that I think there's one key component that we've had missing.
And what is that?
A quarterback. But I think
Breaking news, everybody.
and an offensive line. But I think the thing is, I think if we've got all of that, I think we're gonna be on the climb up. I'm feeling positive. Don't bring it down.
I'm not bringing you down. I'm over here. I'm along for the ride. I'm just listening. So just like everybody else.
You know, I'm really looking forward to. I hope
What
I
did
can
you
go
eat, by the way?
chicken and pasta. Come on,
Okay. Well, I mean, should have guessed that, but
like, come on. Do I eat anything else?
no, you really don't. So gummy bears,
Steak, but that's it.
steak. Yeah, steak. 100%.
Yeah. So I'm feeling
Somewhere in all of that, I get what you're saying.
right. It just makes sense.
Right.
So
the
if anybody doesn't
schedule-
understand, get with the program.
So
Okay.
just take some time and go back and decipher that when you can. All right. With that being said, let's talk about some more of our partners here on the program. And just like Faith did, hitting the bullseye, Sure Shot.
Hey, that was a good one. Sure Shot in Alex City, right up Highway 280. They've got all your firearm apparel and hunting needs. So anything that you can need in any of those categories. They sell and trade new and used firearms. Scott knows everything. They've always got great deals going on. And Scott just, he knows what's going on at all times. And it's always hunting season. It doesn't really matter,
Always
what.
hunting season. Always hunting.
So go up there, call on them at 256-329-0080.
Yeah, go check them out. Great people. Scott, wonderful guy.
Oliver Ross, a licensed bartending services. So if you've got a party of 20, or if you've got a convention or a wedding up to 20,000 people, Oliver Ross is going to be able to bartend your event, whatever it is that you're hosting, which leads me to saying that you get to focus on the entertainment side. You're the hostess with the mostest, and that's going to be having drinks ready to go. So Oliver Ross is going to make sure that can happen for you because they're the professionals.
I can't argue with that. Definitely professionals. Wow. They are the hostess with the mostest. So call on Oliver.
There you go.
All right. We'll be over in just a few minutes, I guess, as people are watching this. We'll be over at the football facility, and a lot of great teams, high school teams coming in for a pair of 7-on-7 camps. We'll talk about the Friday camp tomorrow. Let's talk about the one today. Our good friends at Auburn Undercover, Jason Caldwell, Christian Clemente. If you have not read their synopsis on the camp, you need to go do that. Some really good stuff there. Subscribe to Auburn Undercover, and those guys really do a phenomenal job of getting some behind the scenes information. But some headliners, and obviously in our wheelhouse, right out of the gate, Benjamin Russell will be at this camp this morning, and looking forward to seeing them. They just were in a camp a couple of days ago at Troy, made it all the way to the championship game. I think they lost to a team out of Miami, Florida. So a good run there. The competition here is going to be pretty tough, but look, this is not breaking news. Sedarian Morgan will be the headliner of this camp. He's the number one player in the state and the number 2 wide receiver in the country, according to 24/7. Some have him as the number 1 wide receiver, depending on where you're looking at. So phenomenally talented. We've watched him all spring. He's going to make an announcement July the 2nd. He told you that first a couple of months ago. And if you haven't seen the video, again, I want to encourage people to go back and go to On the Front Row with Faith and check out the very first episode of that with Sedarian and Faith. And thought it was a really good interview, and talked about, I think I said this yesterday, everything he said in that interview with you has really been right on track. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's proven. I mean, everything he said, it's kind of followed that track, and along with the schools that he wanted to go visit and the schedule. I know he mentioned Clemson. He didn't end up going to Clemson. He's not going to officially visit Clemson in this cycle. So it's really the only thing I can remember that may have changed in that from what he said. But this is a very talented. I know a lot of people that watch us know our tie to Benjamin Russell. This is a very talented football team. So I'm excited in this 7-on-7 format to see how they match up. There's going to be some other players we'll talk about here in a minute.
Yeah, Sedarian's going to be there. Kingston Priere is going to be there. I'm sure that's who you were thinking about too. But right. 2028 quarterback from Montgomery Catholic that came with Coach Kirk and his staff. But Kingston, we saw him in the spring game that Ben Russell had, and
man, it looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does look good. I got to talk to him some, and
state championship quarterback as a freshman, by the way.
Yeah, defense was whooping up on their offense for their spring game. So there were a few times where, it just
some frustration.
Yeah, but when they were able to get some points up, big smiles from him, and he's got a lot of confidence in his receivers, and also I think in himself too, even though it is a new atmosphere for him at Ben Russell. So I'm excited to see what he's got tomorrow or today.
Right, here in just a minute. But as we do this, if you're trying to comment and we're not saying anything back to you, it's because this was recorded last night. And so, yeah, it is Thursday morning as you watch. We'll talk about some more of these players. And, another kid that we've talked about him on here, but he's got some pretty good offers. But I think he's going to get a lot more as the year goes on, is B.J. Bedgood. B.J. Bedgood is a really phenomenal athlete. He's a 3-star. He also came over from Montgomery Catholic. He has offers from Purdue and Arkansas and Auburn, Arkansas State, along with several others, but I really feel like his offer list is going to expand this fall. Really, your prototypical slot receiver at 6 foot, 175, 180 pounds. He's very, very quick and shifty, hard to get squared up in open field. You're going to see a lot of swing passes to him to get the ball really quickly out to the edge and let him go out one-on-one and try to make some plays. Obviously, Sedarian's the big home run hitter down the field, but don't make any mistake that B.J. Bedgood can also be the guy to take the top off of a defense. And this is a dynamic duo of wide receivers that Benjamin Russell has. So this is going to be a fun team to watch for anybody that's coming out this morning to the 7-on-7. It's going to be a really, really fun team. They're built for a 7-on-7. They obviously had a really good camp at Troy. So interesting to see how they play this morning. Some teams in this camp today. And again, we'll talk about the Friday camp tomorrow morning. But you got Auburn High School, you got Opelika. I'm not going to go through all the teams here. But Parker will be here. Vodney Cleveland, will be part of that Parker team. He'll come down. Pike Road, it'll be interesting because Pike Road's quarterback, Kason Myers, transferred to Auburn High School, and there's Pike Road in this camp with Auburn. So that'll be something to watch. In the fall, we went to Moody. Remember, Faith, we took a trip to Moody and talked to Coach Gaines there. So he'll bring his Moody Blue Devils team down to Auburn. And several out-of-state teams, but those are some of the ones in state. Mary G. Montgomery from Mobile will be there. They've had some really good football teams the last couple of years. So, and I think Opelika and Auburn are going to bring two teams. They're going to split up. They're going to have an A and a B team in this one. So, but it's a loaded field. I mean, several teams from Georgia.
Yeah, I was going to say there's so many from Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, Auburn, that's a key. I mean, obviously to their success has been able to go into Georgia and get, a lot of really good players. Every time Auburn has good years, they have really key guys on the team from Georgia. So, again, not going to go through all of these, but some really, really good programs. And then there'll be some more coming in on Friday. But just your thoughts, Faith. We'll kind of float around this morning. We won't be there all day, but we'll float around. And so I'm looking forward to we see Ben Russell. Yeah, we'll see them. But I'm looking forward to maybe watching Myers at Auburn High School throw the football around a little bit.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. Parker High School is going to be there too. So, Vodney might be there.
Might.
Don't know. But
we'll find out here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. So, again, we'll give you a report tomorrow on what we see. We may actually do a little bit of a quick content thing after we leave the camp. So just kind of give a little rundown on what we saw and maybe some of the games that we are able to take in. And so, yeah, looking forward to that this morning. And, again, we'll give some more updates throughout the day. Make sure you look at what we're doing here on our YouTube page for that. And our social media, we'll push that out on Facebook and Twitter for everybody. All right, a couple more of our partners here this morning, Faith. I'm excited about this one.
They were just at your house. Why don't I hand it to you for this one?
Yeah, I'll take it. And Jake came and did an analysis of our bathroom, and he's getting the plans drawn up, and we're going to do some renderings, and we got an idea of what it's going to look like. And really appreciate Jake coming out. I'm excited. My wife's excited. I know my daughter's going to be excited because she'll probably just move into the bathroom when it's all finished. But yeah, I looking forward to an upgrade there for our bathroom. And if you're looking for an upgrade to your bathroom or to your bedroom or any room in your house for that matter, or your outdoor living space, call on Old Number One Customs. They do phenomenal work. They'll work within your budget. That's the great thing. You set a budget, and they'll make sure they get the most out of that budget. So call on them, 334-752-6162.
JFA Blue Plumbing with the bathtub comes with the water that you're filling it up with. So if you want to make sure that the water is purified, filtered water, JFA Blue Plumbing can install a Home Atlas water filter duo that is going to be able to provide purified, filtered water throughout every faucet in your house. You can't put a price on health, so $15.99 for the install of a Home Atlas water filter duo. To call on them at 844-JFA Blue. You can have purified, filtered water all day long.
Can't get any better than that. Nothing better than good health.
Amen.
All right, before we go, Faith, I just got to mention I sent something to you yesterday. An article came out about, there was a quote. I don't know if this came off of Paul Feinbaum's show or whatever, but talking about really Deuce Knight not being a viable possibility as the starting quarterback. I thought this was already determined. I mean, and I went back and I looked, and I thought, well, I know I didn't hear that. I just didn't make that up. And yeah, I mean, Hugh Freeze came out on May 15th and said Jackson Arnold's the quarterback. So I don't really understand the relevancy of this. I don't know why we're bringing that up. I mean, it's not. It just sends a mixed vibe to me. I mean, this had already been determined, and yes, he's a freshman, and I'm not going to harp on this too much, but just what's your thoughts on it?
Some people just want a headline. Some people just want to get their name there, and that's just, to me, that's messy. I don't know. I think everybody already knew. Hugh Freeze, the one calling all the shots, already said that Jackson Arnold is going to be the starting quarterback. I just don't think there's any reason to kind of put Deuce under the microscope like that after it's already been how long now since Freeze has said who the starting quarterback is going to be?
It's been about a month now because he came out on May 15th and said Jackson Arnold's our guy.
I just think that's just messy, but
now, Cole was on Paul Feinbaum's show making comments, and I don't think he was intentionally trying to do. I mean, but when you make comments, people are going to take it and run with it, and they caption that out. They cut that part out and say that he's not a viable possibility for a starting quarterback. Well, no kidding. If you paid attention to what Coach Freeze said a month ago, you would have known that already. So, I mean, I had 2 or 3 people send this to me going, hadn't this already been determined? I'm like, yes. And so it's not up for debate whether we think that Deuce Knight's not capable of being the starting quarterback. You and I watched him very impressed, and, it's Hugh Freeze's call. It's Ken Austin's call. He's the quarterback coach. Hugh Freeze ultimately makes the final decision. Derek Nix is the offensive coordinator. So can we just go into the fall camp with not some kind of junk?
Yeah, I was just so positive and happy.
I'm sorry to bring you down. So go eat some more chicken pasta.
Yeah, whatever. Well,
or some gummy bears.
I hope everybody has the best day ever.
Yeah, absolutely. But we won't
be nice.
Yeah, we won't spend any more time on that. I just thought I had to mention it because you and I talked about it last night.
Yeah.
So. All right, you kind of beat me to it. You just said it. We hope everybody has the
best day ever.
And a big old
War Eagle.